No one cares what I did last summer. I took my son to the beach and nothing terrible happened, except I did find some sand in my shoes and then dumped it in my wife's purse. She only killed like 3 people out of revenge. Don't tell her it was me. In the 90s, summer accidents were far more exciting, especially if you're one of the quintessential slasher films of the decade. Like with Scream, this comes from a screenplay by Kevin Williamson, who actually wrote it before Scream, but with that film being the success that it was, this was greenlit quick as a more straightforward prom night style revenge slasher, as opposed to being a satire of the genre like the Scream films. The source of this, though, comes from a 1973 novel by Lois Duncan, which the movie takes a lot of liberties with, to put it lightly. The book was more of a suspense story geared towards a younger audience, where the partying teens hit a kid on a bicycle, whereas here, they give it an R-rated body count and set it in a fishing town, with inspiration from the urban legend of the Hook, who stalks couples in a car. It also has a different resolution from the book too, and needless to say, Lois Duncan wasn't particularly pleased they turned the story into a slasher. Despite that and mixed reviews from critics, it still made a hell of a lot of profit at the box office, with this and Scream making sure the resurgence of the slashers in the 90s was here to stay, or at least get a handful of imitators afterwards. It wasn't without headaches, though, as the original trailer said from the creator of Scream, until Miramax filed a lawsuit thinking they were implying that Wes Craven made it, when the director was actually Jim Gillespie, later of the Stallone film Detox, aka ICU. That seems like a normal thing they do in trailers now, with so many saying, from the production company that brought you, or when they say, from the makers of Evil Dead and Halloween, but they're talking about the reboots. Must be why the biggest twist of the movie is that it isn't from Dimension Films. It'll still have that standard 90s box cover though. Time now to find out exactly what they did last summer. It's manslaughter.
I'm watching my video. I'm watching my video. Oh, watching my video. Sure looks good to me.
Now let's get this party started. Hope it doesn't begin too 90s. Yeah, bitches, grunge water. I don't care what horror movie I'm watching, whether it's this or Scream, but it had better have someone from Party of 5 in it. Or at least 2 of the 3 Cruel Intentions, and if there's time, Ross's temporary nanny from Friends, and Billy Madison's teacher. I hope nothing bad happens in this area. We just cleaned up the windy road after it was used in The Birds, not to mention all the car racing from the 1950s pictures. In 1997, if you wanted to show that you're badass, you sit on the edge of a cliff and hope that someone is nearby taking a picture for your sweet alt-rock album. That's a heartbroken man who's gonna go home and cry himself to sleep watching Reality Bites. And hey, nothing says reviewing a summer movie in January like one featuring a 4th of July festival. I've learned over the years that if your movie is gonna have a festival, the loser of the competition will have their guts removed. Or it's a festival where someone else from Party of 5 bangs a snowman. This could go either way. Luckily, Helen has the support of her friends and future husband.
I had no idea her breasts were so vampy.
I hope that was not in your wedding vows. Do you mind? We're missing the speech.
At summer's end, I plan to move to New York City, where I'll pursue a career as a serious actress.
Nah, she's lying. We're gonna solve mysteries with Matthew Lillard and a dog. And thus Helen Shivers is our new crab queen. What does she win? A lifetime supply of Long John Silver's mix and match platters with unlimited crunchies. This party needs to slow it down. The music is getting out of control. I can't believe they got the Buttercreamers to play. I feel like there's gotta be some other familiar actor popping up in this.
How about I take you out before you leave town? You know, kind of a bon voyage thing.
Must be taking place during one of the seasons where Darlene and David were broken up. It's like he's not even there and saddled with the worst stories. I never thought I'd see Leonard be the Raj of the group. If you need catching up, though, on the legend of the Hook, tell it in the most drunken frat boy way possible.
And the boy, all hot and bothered, he gets pissed and peels out.
No. That's not the way it goes.
Were you there, Barry? How do you know so much about this crime scene? They can't even get the decapitation part of the story right.
No, he wasn't decapitated. He was gutted with a hook. That's the way I heard it.
Look, you're all wrong.
I told you, Mrs. Voorhees' head was chopped off by Alice, who went missing afterwards, and now her son is still out there. It's like you haven't even seen a campfire story before. He is an expert at bringing dryness to the beach with this response.
It's a fictional story created to warn young girls of the dangers of having premarital sex.
Well, actually, honey, and you know how terrified I am of your IQ.
The scarier story. I know who you actually last summer. These kids have their whole futures planned out.
Where I'll let you impregnate me with the first of 3 children.
But first things first, could you put my legs out? They're on fire. The important thing is, they trust each other when they go off to school.
I really hate this. You're gonna go off and you're gonna fall for some head-shaven, black-wearing, tattoo-covered, body-piercing philosophy student.
No, that's who I'm gonna have a one-night stand with. There's no love there. I love you. I like that it does sidestep some tropes. Finally, we get a slasher where in the first 15 minutes, everyone has sex, even the survivors. If these heroes get any more action in the opening, they're gonna stumble across the geek. It wasn't a party in the 90s unless you were standing up in a car and screaming, "Woo!" If you didn't do that, you'd get pulled over and have your partying license suspended. Better hit someone quick. Damn, and on the anniversary of Egah's death. Guys, I'm okay. I'm still standing in the car. I think I have a few more woos in me. The party can continue. My broken ribs aren't gonna start hurting until I sober up tomorrow morning. Tragedy strikes when they find out, oh no, we ran over Nancy Sinatra. Maybe the old fisherman has been there for a while and we just ran over his boot. Guys, here's what we do. We leave the body and let Kiefer Sutherland and his gang do what he wants with them. We're too drunk to drive back, so let's just walk and follow the railroad tracks home. What if they test Ray's clothes for spilled alcohol? They'll all go to jail!
We don't have time for your shit! You understand? We gotta move fast! Hey!
Idiots! Jennifer Love Hewitt has a 911 connection. They'll cover this right up. I've seen that show. The police are more interested in crazier shit, like collapsing dance floors. The hell kind of Weekend at Bernie's shit is this? I'm sure only one person can distract the town's most oblivious.
Julie, what, you got car trouble?
Johnny, we're glad you're here. We need to borrow your dad's chainsaw. And why does he seem like the bigger threat here?
Well, doesn't look so new anymore.
Yeah, don't drink and drive.
Daddy's gonna be mad.
I'm gonna make out with the dead body to get rid of the ick. Dude doesn't take a hint.
What can I do for you, Max?
You can wipe that my shit don't stink grin off your face.
Hey, I've got the beer shits. It stinks very much, thank you. I wasn't drinking. The one time a fishing town wishes there was a shark nearby for July 4th, they'll give the best eulogy.
What?
Should we check his wallet and see who he is?
Why?
Or just ask his name. We all know he's still alive. Truly the worst tragedy to come out of the night. You know how many people we had to kill at Hamilton High to get that crown? Look, guys, I don't know how I did it, but somehow I just resurrected Jason Voorhees. So they make a pact to never discuss this again, unless there's a sequel, an in-name-only third movie, a TV series, and a legacy sequel. Other than that, let's forget this ever happened. Next summer will surely be better. Good news, it's still the 90s! She's writing her college research paper on having a wacky new roommate.
Come on, move your tired, ugly ass, girl. We're late.
I really hope the novel contained the line, "Move your tired, ugly ass, girl." Julie feels it's okay to go back home for a summer visit. She'll drive the speed limit, so she only lightly grazed a few fishermen walking along the road. Something doesn't seem quite right with Julie, though. She's barely touched her Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Are you on drugs?
I didn't snort the big C off my textbook with rolled up Monopoly money. That's very specific, dear. You have a problem. Her grades are unfortunately slipping, but a little encouragement from someone from her past will help. Holy shit, they know about our lewd comments at the beauty pageant. I just don't know who it could be. I guess it could be the guy we hit. Perhaps some narc told Officer McGruff about our drinking and driving. I know what will cheer you up. Timely establishing shot music. We want it to feel like you're watching Dawson's Creek as much as possible. The place they were at was literally called Dawson's Beach. I'm sure a coincidence, given Kevin Williamson created that show. Here she can catch up with all of her friends-ish.
Well, well. Look what the cat drug in.
My God, Miss Rachel, you look stressed. Things are going terrible for everyone else. Poor Helen came in second at the next pageant. Someone knows what we did. They know I voted for your competitor in the Miss Endless Shrimp pageant. At least Barry is still doing fine. He's got the best reaction to these letters.
This is nothing. I know what you did last summer. Ooh, what a crock of shit.
Also a quote from the Siskel and Ebert review. Let's take a break. He's gonna need far more island rum if he's gonna solve this mystery.
On the WB Wednesday night, throughout time, relationships change.
Dawson knows my past. My future lies with you.
But one thing remains sacred: friendship. Dawson's Creek.
We're back and Barry has calmed down a bit.
Yeah, well, only one murder comes to mind.
You shut the hell up!
Damn, Barry scores far superior white powder at his school than Julie's. At least Julie knows that the man that they hit was named David Egan, and the cops found him, I guess.
His body was caught in a shrimp net not far from Miller's Dock. I think the police called it an accidental drowning.
Makes sense. Falling in the bay and drowning usually crushes every bone in your body and caves your face in. Barry, however, is suspecting Max of sending the letters. Seems legit. He has the most villainy eyes. Perfect for this fishing community's red herring. He'll ask Max in the most polite way possible.
Now, the fuck are you on, huh? Jesus!
Shit, normally I'd be like, I can't wait for Barry to die. But Ryan Phillippe goes so far over the top in his asshole line delivery that it kinda works. Also helps that the person he's yelling at has already been established as the town creep. It's a shame they all drifted apart so much. What's Ray been up to?
Hi. So Ray grew up to be a fisherman, huh?
Actually, I'm a bartender on the Chippendales cruise line. Pretty sweet gig. When are these two lovebirds gonna patch things up?
No, I'm responsible for my own actions, and I don't blame you. But I don't want to know you either.
Not because of the dead body, but, well, you reek of largemouth bass. I could never get used to that. Like some revenge slasher movies, this is one where I think the killer just wanted any old excuse to kill. Like, why kill Max? The hell did he do? Other than maybe he put the moves on the fisherman's daughter or something. Don't ask questions, we just want to sell the soundtrack. Yes, the unofficial theme of the series, Hush! This cover of a 60s tune will be the anthem of the 90s. The rest of the music, though, comes from John Debney, an expert on scoring movies featuring a resurrection. He composed The Passion of the Christ. Barry is the type who needs some help. He don't like reading letters, so a picture will have to do. Shit, someone knows I'm late and getting my oil checked. And why doesn't anyone spot anything?
Hey, Hank. Who else is here? Anybody else working out?
Just you and me, pal.
Thanks for the help, Bob Euchre. Hey, fine. I'll take it in and get it checked. I need that car to scream woo. Give me some malt liquor. I'm still the party animal. Oh, God help me. Oh, sorry about that, son. I guess that's why they put me on the boats. I'm total shit behind the wheel of a car. What is the killer's plan? He instantly gave Johnny Galecki a brutal death, but Ryan Phillippe's name is much higher on the credits. I'll just scare him a little bit and let him rest up at the hospital. If they aren't going to the police, they have better ideas.
Who's ever doing this isn't going to the police. We could find this guy, talk to him.
Yeah, let's give him a gift card to the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. That'll do the trick. He loves going there on margarita night. Really, it's the love story that should be the focal point.
Okay, I want you to get something. There is no you and me.
So, you want to get married or something? They'll find out about this David Egan guy after they do some reading on all the pop-up ads. They find out that David has a sister, Missy, played by Anne Heche. She seems suspicious, but first let's check the house for any jump scares. Son of a bitch, random slickers, horror house lighting. This place is perfect to shoot a remake of Chainsaw Massacre in. This is one of the parts I remember the most. I saw this in theaters on a double feature with The Jackal, as in I had the best day at the theaters. I saw it in a packed house, and the biggest jump from the audience was this. The theater shit their pants, and then all had a collective laugh about it. Even if it is like, why give her cigarettes back that angrily? I even forgot what info from the visit they learned because I was too distracted by the jump scare. The info they did find, though, was that a supposed friend of David's named Billy Blue paid his condolences. Good thing whoever it was didn't use a fake-sounding name. Here's where the killer just gets petty. He had to show up, though, when he heard some product placement was nearby. We need something important to happen in her Diet Coke break.
We seem to be down to our last Diet Coke. A gentleman is on his way to pick some up.
The killer knows he must strike at night, aka what looks like noon outside, and he's counting on the fact that her dad will be fully hypnotized by the TV, and he'll walk slow, but not slow enough that he couldn't time it perfectly that she didn't see him either. We'll still get another jump scare in there. What the hell are you doing here? It took till now for me to realize Bridget Wilson was playing her sister. And that pettiness I was talking about? Does the killer take this time to kill her while she's alone? Of course not. Like I said, only Max gets an instant death. Here, he just messes with her by cutting her hair. He tried the hex from the craft, but couldn't pronounce the words, so he just trimmed it a little and left a message. Yes, soon he'll shave her head, which is probably what he should have done anyway. Kind of a half-assed prank. He had a very busy night. He cut Helen's hair without her waking up and still had time to wrangle up dozens of crabs and stuff Max's body in the trunk. Why does she get the worst prank? She's the one who wanted to go to the police. And why kill Max for this? The crab prank would have been on par with the hair prank. I'm guessing this story made more sense when it wasn't a slasher film. In the time that it took for her to get Barry, not only are the body and crabs gone, but I guess so is the smell. The funniest part is that everyone in town must have hated Max because no one has noticed he's been missing. How about we just get a kid to do a scene? That's actually what happened here and is a cool story. When a kid won a contest to do a scene for the movie, his idea was for this line.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for?
and it became the most iconic line and shot from the film. Though watching it again, my favorite parts are always Barry going from 0 to 11 with every reaction.
You're gonna die.
I know it was you, asshole. You're the only one in this group that's ever had crabs. But Ray is also having a bad day. He got a letter too.
Oh, you got a letter. I got run over. Helen gets her hair chopped off. Julie gets a body in a trunk, and you get a letter? That's balance.
In fairness, her just getting her hair cut isn't exactly balanced either. They still have the Billy Blue lead to go on.
We think his name is Billy Blue.
How do you know that?
Okay, so you're Billy Blue. Well, maybe not. They should just go back and talk to Missy.
I'm not going anywhere.
We all know that you're Billy Blue. Cut the shit. They'll be safe at a parade. The killer wouldn't strike there, unless he's mad that it really was easy for her to fix her hair. Plus, we know that killers only strike Thanksgiving parades. Any other parade will just be the normal amount of weird.
I'm glad I'm not walking with you. Oh, you were too long.
I like that their plan is for Barry to kick the ass of anyone who looks suspicious and wear your brightest, most expensive sweater to do it. I think he gave this poor man a heart attack when he jumped him. Sir, I still have some questions for you. Why were you staring at us like that and walking away all suspicious? You're still up to no good. And the one standing there, who clearly is the killer, she just gives a concerned look to and doesn't tell Barry. Speaking of being up to no good. Why do you keep popping out at me like that? I promise we won't forget our cigarettes. After being creepy, though, she still gives some useful info. The David in question may not be the killer, as he doesn't have the same tattoo that was on the fisherman's arm. Whoever it is still has questionable timing. Why kill Barry when he was alone, when instead you could kill him as she watches on stage and screams about it, making this killer the luckiest son of a bitch in movies because they're all pissed at her instead of inspecting what she's talking about. He even had time to clean up another crime scene that was only 20 feet away from a crowd. Christ, Doofy from Scary Movie could solve this case more easily because he was secretly a mad genius, you see. The cops here are so inept, he takes his chances at killing the guy so he can get to Helen. What the hell did that guy have to do with the hit and run either? Why is he only killing you fast if you had nothing to do with the accident? Let's go ahead and take another break. She's gonna be running for a while and tripping over imitation crab meat from the parade's snow cones. Special thanks to the folks over on Patreon for choosing this as the episode of the week. The fisherman is so powerful that not even Van Damme could catch up to him. However, it's hard to argue with the logic of Jesus would have picked Bloodsport. True that. Contribute to us now over at Patreon at patreon.com/the Cinema Snob. See you there. Welcome back, people. Elsa, you have 20 minutes to open the door. He's still pretty far away and walking slowly. No, what are you doing? Going inside means he'll just get indoors even faster. She also had nothing to do with the accident, so you gotta die first. As for Helen, how will she ever know where he is? Ugh, Michael Myers, you are not. Yes, he's gonna chase her some more, but as long as she goes to the brightest area where they're shooting the finale of Blowout, she'll definitely still die. On the plus side, he's not gonna cut her hair this time. Not that anyone would notice, when they should definitely notice that someone is being murdered right next to them. It's okay, Ellen will be back in the Legacy sequel. It's still not too late for another red herring, though. Genius move using the name of your boat as your fake name when you went to go see David's sister. I guess this mystery is solved now that this good Samaritan has shown up.
Please, I need to call the police.
On the boat, inside. Hurry!
You're the killer. He knows she couldn't figure out who he is for herself, so he pinned up all the info on his boat. Turns out the killer is old Ben Willis, played by Muse Watson. It was him who killed David because he wanted revenge after a car accident killed his daughter Susie, and they just happened to hit him when he left. Or again, he just likes killing. I had to kill David because of my daughter, and I had to kill you for hitting me. The others were freebies. I'm going with the theory that he just wanted some human bait for his next fishing trip. There is a lot you could pick apart about the movie, but it is entertaining. There's enough here that it does right to where I understand its popularity. It is a very by-the-numbers revenge slasher plot, and as far as that goes, I prefer the more over-the-top ones like I Know What You Did to Marty Ranson. This, however, even upon release, it was an instantly quotable film, and the letter gimmick makes it easy to do parodies of it and have it stand out. I like that we have a character traumatized from the events of the previous year, and she does look burnt out, and that some chains smoke through it, and Ryan Phillippe steals a lot of scenes with his full asshole performance. Plus the killer has a recognizable slasher villain look that you could cosplay as, so you can't kill him off. I bet he's dead. Damn, I was wrong. And getting his hand chopped off ain't gonna kill him either. If anything, now his costume and hook gimmick makes even more sense. We'll have him back in the next movie. Till then, these two will end up together after learning a good lesson in honesty.
Do you have any idea why this man would want you dead?
None.
Starting tomorrow. Or the sequel bait ending, which was originally supposed to end with her getting a threatening email, but in a reshoot done so quick that it was shot next to where she was filming Party of Five, they gave it a sexier shower ending with a new jump scare. Don't worry, in the sequel we'll just explain that that was a dream sequence, and a sequel it got, as they wanted to strike while the hook was hot, and get I Still Know What Your Ass Did Last Summer in theaters the following year in 1998. Yet it didn't have a Hush on the soundtrack, so why even bother? They'll still put it in the trailer.
There is no man with a hook.
There is no man with a hook.